Smart Response Connector for eduphoria Part 3. This video will discuss the downloading of the SOS file, the testing file, and administering the assessment using the Smart Response Connector for eduphoria. At this point, I've already created my assessment within the School Objects Aware. I've gone in, I've clicked on Aware, I've come into the Analyze tab, I've clicked on Tests Available. From here, there's my list of created assessments. Here is the assessment that I created. I'll simply select the assessment. It will take me to a screen where I can select my class periods. I select my class period. At the bottom of the screen, there is a button that says Use Response Pads. Click on Use Response Pads. A drop-down list will appear. It says select the vendor. I will select the Smart vendor since I am using the Smart Response, and then click on Administer. Once you click on Administer, it may take a few seconds for it to appear, but you will be prompted to download a file. This file is the testing file necessary to integrate the Smart Response clickers into eduphoria. It's called an SOS file. So I am going to save this file. I do recommend you save, but don't open it from the source. Save it to your desktop, save it to a static location. So I will save this one to the desktop. It's a very small file, so it will download very quickly. I will close this, and in my case I will minimize Internet Explorer. Here is my SOS file that downloaded. It says Smart Demo. It is very quick and easy. I can open it through this program, but it's easier just to double click on the SOS file. And it will start up the Smart Response Connector for eduphoria. Now it is important you have connected your Smart Response receiver. If you have not, you will receive an error message telling you that it cannot read your receiver. After a few seconds, you'll see it will recognize, it will give you some basic information about the assessment. All I need to do is click on Next to start the test. When I click on Next, it will pop up a new window that it's now currently reading and getting ready. It shows you all your students as well as their student ID. This is a very nice progress window, so as the assessment is going, you know exactly where your students are throughout the assessment. At this point, the students will take their remotes, turn them on. They will need to select a command to say Find Class, because it's not going to be named Mr. So-and-so's or Mrs. So-and-so's class, as you would have done through the Smart Response system while working in Notebook 11. This one will assign the name based on the test title. My test title is called Smart Demo. When I found the class in this situation, it said Smart DE, because I believe it's an 8-character limit for the test name on the clickers. So I am going to join that class. Upon joining, it will ask them for their ID. Their ID is going to be in this column. So whichever students they are, they should know their student IDs. This information is being pulled from eduphoria. If you've worked with Smart Response before, you have to set up your classes inside the teacher tools. I did not set up any classes. All this data is being pulled directly out of eduphoria. So I will sign in as a couple of different students. As I sign in, you will notice that the students have actually recognized right there on the screen with the green check to indicate they are connected. As the students progress through the assessment, you will see there is a progress meter that is slowly filling in. As they fill in and the students answer questions, you will know exactly where they are at all times. It's a very nice little process. When the students have finished the assessment, just like any Smart Response assessment that they're taking, they can go back and change their answers up to the point that they press enter on the finish listed on the remote. Once they have finished, they cannot go back and change answers. Once all students have finished the assessment, the teacher needs to click on Stop Test. It's going to prompt me that there are students who have not answered questions. That's because the rest of my students are absent today. I click OK. The test will take a minute to stop. At this time, you'll see it says all students are signed out. When you stop the test, it sends out a signal to turn off the response clickers, which is a very nice battery saving option. From here, I click on Next. It will take me to a screen where it's asking me for my credentials. Type in your username and password. Once your username and password is typed in, you can choose the option to remember me on this computer. I don't recommend it, but you can do that. You'll notice my server URL. It is there from part 1 of this video series. I typed that in during the install. Now I click on Upload Now. It's going to reach out and server authentication failed. The error message I received was because my username was incorrect. I'm actually a .org, not a .com. So I will upload now. It will take a few seconds. The more questions you have, the more students taking the assessment, depend on how long it will take. But my assessment has now successfully uploaded. Do not close this program till you receive this message that tells you the upload is complete. From here, I simply click on Close. Are you sure you want to exit? Okay. My assessment has now been uploaded into eduphoria.